You better put on your listening cap, because you're going to get an earful. Hi loves, I wanted to welcome you back to my channel. I am Alicia and I go by Lee, and we are going to get into a heavy topic today. So let's go ahead and get started about why I am making my exit, chunking up the deuces to the natural hair community. What's pop? Brand new whip. I got options. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10. What's bracket? Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then please subscribe. I would heavily appreciate it. We're going to get into a meaty topic today concerning natural hair while I get ready. So this will be a get ready with me chit chat type of video, because we're going to talk about why I quit natural hair, or why I'm not really a part of the natural hair community, how I've kind of removed myself essentially. And I really wanted to get into why this is actually happening. So I'm going to do my makeup while we discuss this topic. So when I started my channel, this was maybe about a decade ago. There were only maybe about 3 or 4, possibly 5 natural hair content creators on YouTube. At this point in time, YouTube was a much smaller platform. It is nothing like it is today. So at the time, I felt like it was one of those innovative platforms that people flocked to, and especially as it pertained to natural hair. Natural hair was huge. It was like this big movement that so many people were into. So many people were cutting their hair off and transitioning back to their natural state, as I was. So I started my channel and I documented my journey, which was great. As time has went on, how many natural hair videos can I create? Like, honestly, how many twist out tutorials, how many braid outs, how many bantu knots, how many perm rod sets or flexi rod sets can I do? This is limited. I already have on my channel, in terms of the natural hairstyles, at least 3 of each video. Like, at this point, everyone knows how to do a twist out, everyone knows how to do a braid out, a bantu knot out, flexi rods, so forth and so on. The only thing that I could do is show you the exact same technique and do it with different products. So that's kind of like been my #1 reason as to why I've been absent from YouTube, because I've really been trying to figure out where do I want to go with this, because natural hair isn't it. I did think that this kind of moment would be a little bit longer lasting, and although I do still maintain and wear my natural hair, I have absolutely no desire of going back to a relaxer. But it's just like, what else can I share with you about it? What else can I tell you about it? The only thing that I can do is literally document my journey. For example, my goal right now is to grow my hair out. I really want long, healthy hair, and I'm really on this journey of like, how long can I get my hair? Because I feel like my hair has always kind of been like stunted in growth, in a sense where it'll stop kind of like at my chest. So my goal is to surpass that. But what can I document, or what type of content could I create around that when I typically wear my hair in protective styles like braids? Like, and I've done videos on my braids, like taking down my braids, braid care, but I don't do much to my hair. So it's like, what am I creating? And I think that's really like the #1 reason. So then for a while, like I feel like for a couple of years, there was, and it's still going on now a little bit, there were these huge trends that were centered around, you know, doing like this insane stuff to your hair, like using Vicks Vapor Rub on a twist out, or I don't know if that was a thing, but you know, there was like all of these videos that were going around with these like insane products that you would put on your hair to style them. And listen, although I think that that topic is very interesting, it's catchy, it's just not for me. Like, I'm not going to put anything of that nature on my hair that I feel like is going to be damaging for the purpose of views or likes or to bring more people to my channel. I just want people to come to my channel just because they like me. They like my personality. I'm not doing it because I'm not the type of person that's really willing to risk the state of my natural hair for the sake of gaining more followers or making some more money or just putting out content. Like, I just think that quality content is better. Like, I'd rather put out content that's actually helpful or that people just flat out enjoy, but not that will harm me in the process. So I couldn't do it. So for a while I was just kind of like stuck in this limbo. Like, do I want this to really be a natural hair channel? Like, what is it that I want to do? And so I began to essentially transition into lifestyle because I felt like there wasn't really much that I could share with you that I hadn't already shared in terms of natural hair. Now, when my hair was colored, because y'all know I went through the pink, the red, I've had blonde, I've had all types of colored hair. It was cool and it was fun, and it did allow some new avenues of content to create because I was focusing a lot of things around color care and maintaining the color. But I don't want color anymore. Like, when I have, I guess, like inchings or cravings for color, I just put it into my protective style, and that's enough for me because once I take the protective style out, the color goes with it, and it's not damaging on my hair at all. And even now that I'm on, like, essentially I have new goals on my natural hair journey, there isn't much that I can share about it because I do not do much with my hair. Like, I do the absolute least with my hair. So it's like, are you gonna watch that? Like, are people going to be intrigued by that? And the answer is no. Now, am I going to completely remove myself from the natural hair community? No, but I'm definitely taking a major step back, and it will be something that's essentially a rarity on all of my platforms because it's not something that I overindulge in like I used to. Because I was new, it was fresh, I was learning and I was sharing all of those techniques. But now that I've learned and I've got the hang of it and I understand my hair and the dynamics and what it needs, like, I'm not doing all that. So what am I gonna post about natural hair? The other thing that I've noticed over the years is that natural hair gurus or like popular natural hair content creators are typically people that don't have hair like me. It just seems that we're at a point, and we've always been at this point honestly, where people gravitate to things that don't look like them. People will watch natural hair content on hair that doesn't look like their hair. So I'm more of a coily texture. I don't have as many curls. I have a little bit of curls at the end, but for the most part, if I were to just like do a wash and go or just allow my hair to dry on its own, I would have a fro. There would not be a lot of curl definition. However, my hair does conform to styles. Like, it will set in a style, but I have to essentially create that curl pattern with my twist outs or my braid outs or so forth or so on. But my natural texture isn't curly. It's more of a coil. I create them, you know, and I've trained my hair to kind of hold that shape when I style it. But it's not like that. However, people won't necessarily gravitate towards natural girls or boys that don't really have a curlier texture. And I'm not saying this to be mean. I don't know what it is, but I think that sometimes we create goals for ourselves that we can never achieve. Your hair texture isn't going to change, so I would rather you gravitate towards somebody that has a similar texture, but we don't do that. And then we try the method that they put out there, and then it doesn't work. And I am guilty of it too, which is why I'm saying that. But I think that has been another reason that has kind of deterred me from continuing to create natural hair content, because people don't watch it as much, even though I have hair like them or they have hair like me. They just gravitate towards people, or we just rather gravitate towards things that we can't achieve unless you get a wig or some clip-ins or some extensions. It's things that we can't achieve with our own hair. And I know it sounds insane, but it's happening and it's being done. I would get more views on just reviewing a product than I would on actually creating content centered around techniques and how to maintain definition and so forth and so on, because we like new and shiny things, and I do too. So I do like to try new products. However, when it comes to product reviews, there's another negative. There are things that will work for me and won't work for you, or vice versa, will work for you and won't work for me. Because when it comes to natural hair, it's not just about texture, it's about density. It's also about the climate or the weather based on the area that you live in. So it's like so many factors that go into it and can kind of determine how a product works on your hair or how it doesn't work. You also have to think about porosity. That's real. So there's like all of these check boxes that you have to consider when it comes to product reviews and whether products are going to work on every person. And the reality of it is they're not. I might get the bombest, the baddest results using a product, and you might come back and be like, that product was trash. And I'm like, I love it, like it's amazing. And that's just the nature of the beast. And then you'll take that and be looking at me sideways and say, oh, she's lying, this product is not good, or it worked for her, it didn't work for me, or maybe she just said that because she was getting paid for it. And it's like all of these other dynamics that you just like, come on. Like, people just have to realize that there are different factors that go into reviews and how products perform on that person. Reason number 4, because I got reasons, sis, is that there is no new techniques. There's not even really any new tools that have come out that are like specifically for natural hair. Because if there were, I would try like different tools and different techniques, but there has not been virtually any that have come out. I think that the latest one was the reverse hair dryer, and I've used that on my channel, and I actually use that hair dryer all of the time because I do think that it's really good. And like the Felicia Leatherwood Best with the Brush, that is amazing. But I've used that brush now for a couple of years. So popular products that have come out, I've used them, I've shared them in some way, form, or fashion. So it's very limited. And on top of that, once I started my growth journey, which was at the beginning of this year, the beginning of 2020, I made a decision. I told myself that I wanted to grow my hair out, and I am trying to get to basically butt length, and I wanted to maintain healthy hair. So I cut off all of my color, and I essentially just started off growing my healthy hair. My hair now is about right here, and it's getting long, it's growing, it's healthy. But I would say more than 50% of this year, literally every single month this year, I have had a protective style of some sort. I've worn knotless braids, and I've also worn like French braids or cornrows. I've actually had more than 4 sets of knotless braids. I think that I might be up to 5 or 6 because 2 of them were kind of like chunky installations. What more can I do? What else? I just think that I just put the wrong powder on my face. One in my mouth. I was like, why does that look like that? Ooh, child. Let me see if I can wipe it off. And then, on top of all of that, I also consider the media's perception of beauty in terms of natural hair. And granted, we have grown tremendously. Black people, especially with natural hair, it's considered common now. When I started, it was more of a rarity, at least like in media, you know? And even though it is more common now, I still feel like we see the same textures of hair. Like typically if you see someone with my hair texture, which is in the type 4 range, because y'all know how I feel about hair textures. I don't like that whole little type thing, type A, B, C, you know, type 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't like that. 4C, 4A, 4B. I do not like the whole type thing. My preference is your hair coily? Is it curly? Is it wavy? Is it straight? I feel like that is a bit more inclusive, I guess. But anyways, that's just another topic. But it's like when you see people that have coily or kinkier hair textures like mine, they typically have short hair. And I'm saying this in terms of the media. I feel like this is how the media perceives people with that's hair isn't as curly. It's always short, like, but you rarely see, other than like urban bush babies who now go by like their real names, with big afros or like longer natural hair. It's just not publicized as much. Even though it's there, this is visible. There's a lot of people with kinkier hair that have long hair. You just don't see it as much, and that's kind of one of my goals. Like, after I achieve like my hair length and health, I would really like to be one of those people that is pushed in media as having that healthier, kinkier, textured hair, and as it being like a really, really beautiful thing, because you don't have to have all of this curl definition to be popping. I'm popping, you popping, we popping together, like, period. Honey, I love the texture of my hair. I love it. I love it. And lately, when I've been wearing my hair out, honey, I don't do nothing to it. I wear my afro. And whatever my afro is giving that day, that's what it's giving. It's just what it is. Like, I stopped trying to make my hair do things that it doesn't want to do, because that's another thing that's publicized, is that we try to like twist and turn and flip and flop our hair into all of these different directions that it doesn't want to go in. Like, it just wants to be free. It wants to live its best life. And I'm here for it. You know, and I don't think it's anything wrong with like structured styles or things that are considered acceptable. I don't think there's anything wrong with styles like that. I still do styles like that, but I do them rarely, because even though it's pretty and it looks good, my hair doesn't like it. It's too tight, it's tugging, it's pulling, it's breaking. You know, your hair is really just like, stop. And so I was like, I have to be the one that actually loves my hair and reps my hair like it's the best thing on earth, because it is. And so I think that's another reason why I'm kind of stepping back from it. Maybe I just need to like prove a point, not to myself, but, or I just need to feel like I am proving that point. Like, we got it too. Like, we over here, we cute. You know, we ain't got super curly hair or whatever, but it's still popping. And my hair is thick, super thick. I've learned how to make my hair look defined, and I'm very good at that. Like, I'm good at it. Y'all was coming for Blue Ivy for her just letting the child's hair grow. I could not believe that. And that is because of the perceptions that we have in terms of beauty centered around natural hair. And I don't like that, because that was how you were created. So basically you're saying that someone's natural creation is not good enough, and that ain't right. I think that my channel should just, all of my social media outlets should just transition into more of lifestyle, because my whole life is not about my hair and the texture and how I style it. Like, and although it started that way, and that has gotten me really, really far in life in the beginning, at least that really, really pushed my channel, it didn't last though. It didn't stick, and I know it didn't stick because people weren't tuning in. It was dwindling, and it's dwindling because everything that I have to share, you already know. Although my channel has been very inconsistent lately, it's been because I'm in a space where I'm figuring out, where do you want to go with this? Like, are you okay with exiting stage left? Are you okay with essentially leaving this in the past, or considering it as a trend because it was trendy, and now it's something that's been normalized, although we have a long way to go to normalize all hair textures. And I don't feel like it's anything new that I can show you guys. If there is something new, then let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to share with you anything that you think is new, or that you haven't seen, or that you want tips and tricks on. When I look back at the iknowlee archives, I've covered a lot in the past decade, from hair care to growth to trying things out to using new products to techniques to curl definition. Like, I've done it. I've done a week in the life of a twist out to show you every single day of the week what I would do to my hair to maintain it. Would you guys rather, you know, I just recreate all my old videos, like do them again? Because the thing about that is I can do that. Like, I can be that girl that sits here and puts out the same content week after week that's already on my channel, but I just don't see a point in that when you can go back and watch an old video. It's the same thing. When I plan and when I sit down to record, I often just stop myself and I'm like, why? And then on top of that, I don't even watch natural hair content. Typically, I don't watch hair content at all unless I'm trying to figure out how to install a protective style. Now, if you guys wanted me to do videos on a protective style, then I could possibly do that. However, when it comes to that, I typically go to somebody else. I will pay somebody to install my protective style. So even with that, it's not my work. So I don't feel like I even deserve or should make a video about it, because it's not going to teach you anything. It will more or less so just be showing my install process, because I'm not doing none of the work. I'm just sitting there. I prep my hair for it, but that's nothing any different than shampoo, conditioner, and a blow dry. And you've seen that, because I even considered before I got these braids, because I actually just got these knotless box braids, I was like, oh, I'm gonna record a prep video. I'm gonna show you how I prep my hair for natural hair protective styles. And then I was like, what makes this interesting? What makes this relevant? Because I'm gonna show you how to shampoo and condition your hair. You've seen, I mean, I do shampoo and conditioner in virtually any product tutorial. I just got real hype for no reason. It's passion. It's passion. I'm not upset. That's like a natural hair basics one-on-one. So I'm at this place where I don't feel like this is my community. I don't feel like this is my space. I don't feel like this is my calling. I think that it used to be a really great space. I think that it used to be something that I always gravitated to, but I think that I have outgrown it. And although I love the space and the community, I just feel like it needs some work. It has definitely been washed out. And I think that a lot of people that are in this space have reverted to another space where they feel like there's room to grow. I do makeup. I have been putting a few more makeup tutorials and things like that up, but honestly, I don't wear that makeup. Well, let me say this. I do wear a lot of makeup, but I don't wear it as often. And I do love makeup. This was one of my favorite things prior to going natural. I was all about makeup. You couldn't tell me nothing, honey. And I'm not even that great at it. I think that I have a long way to go in terms of makeup. However, I'm not turning into a makeup channel. So you guys tell me if you agree with me. Tell me if you feel like my points are valid, or if maybe you're in the same space. That's where I'm at, and that's where I'm going. I think that as I make my gracious exit from the natural hair community, this is also a warning, because you're gonna rarely see natural hair content on this channel, and it just is what it is. I will be sharing like growth and hair health updates, but there's not a whole lot that I can say other than protective style. So I'll probably do like an annual or a biannual update. I do about this much, and I actually have a braid care video on my channel that I'll leave a link below of how I maintain my hair while I'm protective styling. It's easy. So I will leave all of the products that I did use in this get ready with me video down below if you're interested in those, and of course like links. And anytime that I leave links, please use those links because I do receive a very small commission off of that, and I greatly appreciate that. I'm also going to try to post more, especially if it's not centered around sponsored content, just regular content, but it will be more lifestyle, like hauls. I really love fashion, so if I do a hair video, it's probably going to be something special. And then I will do makeup and travel if that's something that you guys are interested in. I'm gonna more or less share those things. I'm also heavily into home decor, styling, organization, closets. Oh, I love organization and closets. And then I'm kind of at a point where I'm trying to minimize my lifestyle because I consume just a lot of pointless things. And so I also would like to incorporate some of those things, my social media platforms. But if you follow me for hair, this is your warning. There's not going to be much of it. My biggest suggestion is, I love it when people comment and then other people like the comment, because what that tells me is that that is something that you're interested in. But if you just want to see another braid out, twist out, bantu, knot out, perm run set, browse my channel, because there are tons. I think I have over 300 videos. There are tons of videos that are just natural hair. For like the first 5 years or so of my YouTube journey, it was pretty much just hair. That is it. These are medium knotless braids. The braiding hair that was used for my hair, I will leave it linked below. And these braids are very light. I actually just got them yesterday. They're pretty much weightless because the braids are so thin. The parts are a little chunkier, but the braids are really thin, which is what I like. 9 to 10 hours, only one person braiding my hair. And I will also leave my braider down below. I always go to her. She is in Houston and her name is April. But that is it. I love you guys so much. Please make sure that you subscribe and leave those suggestions popping in the comments below. Let me know what you think about everything that I've mentioned today, and then check all of the links for the products because I will disclose those below, and I might actually post it on my like to know it if that's something that you're interested in. Also, shop my style in the description bar. Everything that you need, okay, it's gonna be in there. That's it. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. I also have a procedure coming up really soon. I don't know if you'll probably see this video first before you see that video. So if that's something that you're interested in, then subscribe. And all right, that's it guys. Bye.